Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Being prepared is a part of who you are. But it's especially important in the case of a disaster. It's up to everyone to be informed about possible emergencies in your area and the best responses for your personal circumstances. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Be informed, make a plan, build a kit, get involved. Visit ready.gov/myplan. Being prepared is a part of who you are. But it's especially important in the case of a disaster. It's up to everyone to build a kit that contains the things you need to survive: food and water, medication and supplies, as well as any important documents you may need. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Be informed, make a plan, build a kit, get involved. Visit ready.gov/myplan. Being prepared is a part of who you are. But it's especially important in the case of a disaster. It's up to everyone to make a plan about possible emergencies in your area and the best responses for your personal circumstances. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Be informed, make a plan, build a kit, get involved. Visit ready.gov/myplan.
The Ready Indian Country section of Ready.gov provides tips and tools for emergency preparedness that address specific areas of interest to Native Americans and Alaska Natives.
Well, in Indian country, there's 565 tribes in the United States, and a lot of them have different disasters that they may encounter.
Preparedness, I think, in Indian country is something that has always been within our culture and our lifestyle. We've always been prepared for the different seasons. We've always understood how we're going to survive based upon the environment that's around us.
It is absolutely everybody's responsibility to be prepared for an event occurring in their community. It's important to know how you're going to handle that situation, how you're going to be able to take care of yourself, your family, and then your community.
In 2007, we had over 65-mile-an-hour winds that swept through our reservation, burning more than 94% of it completely to the ground and putting a number of our tribal members into a situation where they had no homes anymore.
We were told to evacuate, and we had 1 hour. And you go back to your house and you think, what am I going to take?
I never thought in my entire life that my grandmother would go homeless, my uncle would go homeless, and I'd see all my family fending to rebuild our community again. But those things happen.
The best thing that individuals can do for themselves is to ensure that they're prepared at home and to get involved in their community. They can volunteer at any emergency response activities that are taking place, and just making sure that they know what procedures the tribes have in place and that they know what the response plans are.
We have monthly trainings. Everybody's invited. It don't matter whether you come from the reservation or not. In the event of the big disaster, we're in the same boat.
No agency has the resources to take care of everyone simultaneously. It's a collaboration of tribal governments, tribal agencies, tribal emergency response, with the American Red Cross, with the state, local governments, with FEMA, all working our plans together so that we can support each other with the resources we have.
I think the best way to look at being prepared is to look at it more as a lifestyle. You should live your life, not in fear, but being aware that you should at any time be able to pick up a bag and go out the door if you need to, or shelter in place for any significant amount of time. It's important for people to have a kit and to have a communications plan with a family member outside of the local area so that all of their family members can make contact to one person and everyone knows that each other is safe.
A standard emergency kit includes water, food, and medicine to sustain all members of your household for at least 3 days. Visit ready.gov for a complete list of suggested items, along with recommendations for how to prepare a family emergency plan.
Disaster preparedness is not a one-time event. You always have to be prepared. because you don't know when it's going to hit you.
Indian people on the reservations, when something happens, everybody pulls together. It doesn't matter who your neighbor is. You might not have talked to them for 30 years. Well, something happens, everybody's giving food, they're giving clothes, they're giving shelter, they're giving, everybody gives. It's 100% when disaster happens.
And I think that's one of the reasons that we're able to sustain ourselves is because of the fact that we take care of one another.
If a tribal community and their lands are destroyed by a disaster of any kind, it's not like the tribal community can go somewhere else and rebuild their sacred sites. I think that's what makes emergency management in Indian country imperative. This is our homeland, and so we have to protect it and be prepared for that.
Check out the information at Ready Indian Country on ready.gov and get started preparing today.